It's coming. Tomorrow, Milwaukee will be in the path of a solar eclipse. We're only going to experience a partial eclipse, meaning the sun won't be totally blocked by the shadow of the moon, but it's still pretty cool. Joining us to help us better understand the science behind this coolness and how we can safely watch the eclipse is Bob Bonadurer, director at the Daniel M. Soref Planetarium at the Milwaukee Public Museum. Bob, thank you so much for joining us. Can you help us understand what exactly a solar eclipse is and what happens during one?
Well, what happens is the sun's in the sky during the daytime, right? Every once in a while, the moon will pass right in front of it and block some of its light. And that's going to happen on Monday, April 8th.
That's pretty nice, pretty interesting for that to happen. How close will Milwaukee be to the area of the total eclipse?
We're close, but not close enough. We're 90%. So the moon is going to block 90% of the sun's light. And you might think, oh, wow, it's going to get dark 90%. Well, it's not. It's there'll be a slight darkness, and only if you're paying close attention will you notice the darkness. And even 90% eclipse, everyone out there has to make sure that they view it safely, because 90% eclipse, the sun is going to hurt your eyes. I mean, we normally don't stare at the sun, right? It hurts, so we don't do that. But people try to override the pain and look at the eclipse. So you have to watch it safely. There are eclipse classes that are available here at the museum. We'll have some telescopes out by the Green Clock on Wells Street here, but view it safely. It's a cool event. It is how many times you get to see a crescent sun.
Not as often as you get to see a crescent moon, right?
Very good. Good job.
So where can we find the right kind of glasses to make sure that if we choose to watch the solar eclipse, we're watching it with glasses that are approved and we're protecting our eyesight?
Mm-hmm. Well, you can get them here at the Milwaukee Public Museum, and on our website there are 4 other places where you can get glasses or view it safely on that Monday afternoon, and that's the UWM Planetarium, the Retzer Nature Center, at the Dreamer Planetarium out there, the Schlitz Audubon Center has it, and the Weird Nature Center. So those are places that people can go to watch the eclipse safely. And
people can also, sometimes you see there are setups that you can do where you can actually use a box to kind of be able to look at and have the sun behind you. Are those options safe options too?
Oh, yeah, you're looking at it directly. So a great one I like to suggest is the colander. Go to your kitchen, get out the colander, okay? And then, hold it up to the sun. Don't look at the sun, but hold it up to the sun and watch the sun's light pass through all the little holes, and you'll see a bunch of little crescent suns on the ground. So that it helps to have a white surface if you can find one, but like a white sheet you can project it on. And that's just a fun way to do it. Leaves, do it naturally. A lot of leaves have little holes, so you'll see lots of little crescent suns. And you can even take a Ritz cracker, it has those little holes in the center, and just hold it up. And it's called the pinhole, right? It's just the pinhole method, and you'll see nice crescent suns. So, and you could do that.
Who knew there were going to be that many things in our kitchen that would be able to help us watch the eclipse? Okay, so we're prepared now. We're going to have the glasses, the colander, the Ritz cracker, whatever we need to do. When should we watch for it here in Milwaukee, and how long will it last?
What time?
Yes.
Oh, it starts right, you want to be exact, it starts right at 12:52 p.m., so in the afternoon, kind of like right after lunch. And then over the next hour and 15 minutes about, more and more of the sun will disappear. It'll gradually grow, all right? And at 2:08 in the afternoon, it'll be 90% eclipsed. Nothing big's going to happen, but we just will have a big shout out and go, hey, we're at the maximum eclipse. And at 2:08, just a fun fact, the sun has not been this eclipsed by the moon in 70 years. It was 1954 when the sun has been, eclipsed more. So that's just kind of a fun fact. And then from 2:08 to, I think, 3:22, another hour and 15 minutes, then the sun comes back, and by 3:22, it'll be all back. So again, cross your fingers, folks, for clear skies. We don't want to be eclipsed by clouds.
Oh, Bob. Well, if we are eclipsed by clouds and can't watch the eclipse, do we imagine places like NASA and other places will have it available?
People can go online and watch the eclipse. Definitely, we'll have a live feed from NASA in our garden gallery. So if you come down to the museum, we'll have a live feed that you can watch it. Because a lot of times, clouds are intermittent. Can't see it out there. You could come in and watch it live inside the building. And we'll have different educational activities too that we can have some fun if it's cloudy. So our event will be a cloud or no cloud event, but so just it's always better for a clear sky.
And when we talk about 58 years as the last time we saw this much of an eclipse, when are we expecting, or do we know when we can expect to see an eclipse that would be at least this great, or maybe even a total eclipse in our area?
Yeah, the next big eclipse, the sun won't be this eclipse till another 75 years in 2099. All right, so 2099, the moon will block the sun totality, 100%, and that has not happened in Milwaukee. A total solar eclipse has not happened since 1379.
Not many of us were around then.
No. Of course, we had our indigenous people, the Native Americans were here, but that's just amazing. So these total solar eclipses are extremely rare if you don't travel to them.
Right.
Okay. The moon's shadow barely reaches the Earth. I mean, it barely reaches. So the eclipse path of totality is only about 100 miles wide. All right. So that's why it's going across America, but on that narrow path from like Texas up through Indiana and out to Maine. So that's kind of the path of the moon's shadow. And we just miss it. And again, Milwaukee won't have it total till 2099.
Wow. And again, a lot of us have our favorite little devices. Don't use your cell phone and take a picture of it that way directly with your cell phone either. Use the special glasses and put that over your camera.
Right. Yeah. If you want to take a picture of the eclipse, you can do that with the eclipse glasses. Okay. And then you can put your camera and you can try it that way. That will work and people can try that. But again, don't ever look at, the sun directly or through your camera, what have you.
Great. Well, great advice. We will hope that we are going to have some clear weather. Thanks so much for being with us, Bob.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Denise, glad to be here.
You can get more information on the solar eclipse on the Milwaukee Public Museum website at mpm.edu and click on the events and programs section at the top of the page. Again, you can watch on NASA if the weather doesn't cooperate. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Connect MKE. And now, if you miss our shows on Saturday or Sunday mornings, you can watch us Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on CW18. Be well, and we'll see you next week.